Hello again, America. I am sorry. I did not understand or see, and it happened. I think this is the very first time that I've ever had to do really, no, second time, take two on one of these because a little over halfway through, the sound went out. That was a thing that I didn't expect, and it was from a stupid thing. I'm not going to act like anything else. It was a button I hit. We're going to fix that now, and I'm just gonna do the whole damn thing again. And to those of you that were here before, if you come back, great. Unfortunately, I am going to take down the post of the original one, and we will lose your commentary. So, first thing I'm going to say is I found a piece of music that fits this perfectly, and it is a cover version. I will tell you right off the bat, this is not anything I own the rights to. It just fits what I'm talking about here, and I appreciate that it's out there. This one might surprise you. I'm going to let the whole thing roll, 2 minutes of it. It's 2 minutes well spent. I don't know who just popped on, but I'm glad you're here. And, well, let's listen to this together. Let me get this off the front screen there and go with this instead. This is a band called Brass Against. All of the colors you hear are brass pieces. The bass is a tuba and a trombone. And that incredible duplication of the lead is from a trombone. I'm pretty sure Robert Plant might be jealous. So now you gotta stop and rebuild all your ruins. Peace and trust to win the day despite all your losing. The lead singer's, I don't know his ethnic heritage, but his name is Cuneo. Yeah. Brass Against. Great band. Oh my God, what they did with that. But that particular song falls right into what I want to talk about today. We saw some things happen today that were a good thing, a bad thing, typical politics, and it went on the way we would expect. We saw the Speaker of the House reelected. We saw it from a GOP that is, as far as I'm concerned, about as ineffectual as they can be, but at least they got it through this time without 15 to 16 votes. I found that not so much disturbing, but I did find another thing far more interesting in it, and that was that they got it into one vote, but that was only because they said, "Oh, wait a minute, time out, we got to talk about this." And they ended up re-electing MAGA Mike Johnson. Oh, well, they did. Had they not gotten it through, we might have had Speaker Hakeem Jeffries. And that pleased me because, frankly, we as Democrats held together completely. But going beyond we as Democrats holding together completely, we also heard from Hakeem Jeffries. We heard afterward, after the vote, I'm not going to call it a concession speech. He knew he wasn't going to win. We don't have the votes to just push him through. Now, had they not gone through and anybody on that side had said, "Nope, I am not going for Mike Johnson. I don't care if the Democrats get it," we would have had that. Personally, I'm okay with that because I'm okay with the idea of saying President Jeffries. If you haven't heard him, listen to him. He's got a lot going on. While I'm here, Tina Merriweather, I'm glad you are as well. I'm sorry that I'm having to do this a second time. But then we heard from MAGA Mike Johnson. And I'm not so sure he's as MAGA as we would make him out to be. But one thing he damn sure is, that's a politician. And we get from him exactly what we'd expect from a politician. He, after the vote, in his celebratory speech, brought up some of the things that are there that should concern us all, but unfortunately too many people on the MAGA side don't listen. But he tuned into them and he said the right things to appease some of them. Little disgusting, but what are you going to do? One of the things that he brought up was working with the incoming president's plans and doing something about immigration and building that border wall, which won't work. I'm sorry, people, it won't work. That's not where people are coming from. Yes, they are coming across the border there. Most of them come through on the points where they're supposed to come through. The problematic ones don't come in that way. The problematic ones aren't stopped by a wall. They make it through the checkpoints. The same thing with the drugs they're worried about, the human trafficking they're worried about. That comes through the checkpoints. A wall isn't going to change that. Also, a wall isn't going to change that a lot of that comes through seaports, isn't going to change that many of the people, you can fly over a wall. A wall can be tunneled under, although that isn't where we'd get most of them. The drugs don't come in that way. They come in at regular points of entry. A wall won't work. But to that side, it always seems to be about them damn brown people. And it's time after time the same thing from them. TDBP, them damn brown people. And the guy we're going to see once again in the Oval Office, and Lord God, that makes me puke, tuned into that a while back, long before he came down the escalator, tuned into that bullshit. Hello, Andrea. Because he had the same fears, them damn brown people. He exemplified that all kinds of ways in things that he's said, the separation of families and everything else, stuff that no reasonable society would accept. He said it out loud. He showed it. He exemplified it in his history. You've got to remember his history. Long before the escalator ride, there was the Central Park Five. Now, there was a heinous crime that was committed that they blamed on some young black men. They were exonerated, completely exonerated, because they found out who really did it. He still followed up with all of that bullshit and called for them to still be imprisoned. That's just him showing that he has the same fear. And he was perfectly glad to tune right into that and take that rage that America has that way and ignite it further. Just throw gasoline on the fire. He did it time and again, and he made it even worse than what we saw, what I lived through, what I marched against, what I got arrested for in the 60s and 70s. Far worse. But that's MAGA. Now, back then, the names, the pejoratives used were different. They use different ones now. But that doesn't change that the sentiment is still there. And frankly, it's ignorance. It's stupidity. It's a thing that you really should be concerned about. This isn't one of the ones that I'm doing that's going to blow up. I've had a few of them do that. This won't be one, because this is far more factual. Paula Jepson, I'm so glad you're here. I'm always glad you're here. She's been around for a long time, folks. But he ignited that rage, and we see the different names now, but we still see the same sentiment. We have two that are calling for government efficiency. That's not really what they're calling for. And now they've created a rift in the GOP. No, they've created a rift in MAGA. And that's Muskie and Tick Dick Rubba-Salami. They have said, oh, we definitely want the H-1B visas. We need those. Scott Dietrich, good to see you. We need those things. And they're not wrong. We do need those things. But their reasoning is wrong. And MAGA, for once, has tuned into a thing, and they have a point. But it's not them damn brown people. It's not TDBP. Their point that they're making is, we need these people. We need them here for these tech jobs. They're both billionaires, tons of money built on the tech industry. They need these people because they're cheaper than Americans doing the same job. It's just a fact, and it's disgusting. We could give these jobs to Americans. However, one of the things we're falling down on, we don't put as much into education as we should. The countries these people are coming from do. So, we can get them here. It doesn't stop there. We can get them here we can get them to take these jobs cheaper. And if they get here and they take one of these jobs, the way the H-1B program works, you have to have a sponsor. You have to go to work for somebody. If you go to work for that company and you walk away, bye, you're out. Musk and Tick Nick Rubber-Salami, yeah, they know this. They know that their profits come up from that. I need you to think about that for a minute. These guys, these billionaires, 0.1%, maybe if that, increased profit because they hire TDBP over American workers that won't take these jobs for that little. They make more money like they need it. What a bunch of bullshit. But that's the reality of it. And that is the reason that they want to expand the H-1B program. Unfortunately, too many in MAGA go, well, that's just a good business decision, until you're one of these people who has worked your ass off here, an American citizen, doing it the right way, and somebody that they can get cheaper can come in, that they can hold hostage by making them work for that company. When you look at it from that perspective, it's a little different. It's also a bunch of shit. What they're doing is not, as they say, to save the tech industry. What they're doing is to make a few more dollars as if they needed it. They don't. They don't. But they do have an orange shit stain that will back them up. Because, by the way, if he can hire people that way, he will do it too. That's all it's about for them, people. That's their idea of immigration. That's their idea. But MAGA keeps backing them up, and they keep backing it up from a racist point of view. They need to remember a thing. Racism is a double-edged sword. MAGA thinks immigrants bad. Nothing more. Get them out of here. Well, if you get them out of here, it's going to hurt us deeply. It's going to hurt us on so many levels. Tech industry, Muskie and Tick Dick Rubber-Salami, they understand it. But you understand it from what's in your refrigerator. You understand it from what food is out there. Because, by the way, you're not going out there and taking the jobs picking fruit. You're not going out there and working in the slaughterhouses. You're not out there working in the chicken processing plants. People that just want a living, that just want to live in a place where drug cartels aren't threatening their children, are taking those jobs and working their fucking asses off. About time we started thinking about all of them. Michelle Darlene Davis, hello there. Good to see you. As I said, that racism is nothing more than a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. And we're stupid to let it. When it gets right down to us, we are a nation built on immigration. One of the things that MAGA has screamed about and the orange shit stain spoke about was the atrocities that happened on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and blamed it on those damned immigrants, TDBP, those damn brown people. Well, that ain't who did it. Americans did it. Stop assuming you know what's going on. Do your damned research. Figure out what we need as a nation. It's going to take some homework. It's going to take some work. Stop being so fucking lazy, please. All right, America, that's what I've got. We're going to close this thing out with the same noise because it's just damn good noise. And you're right about that, Scott. American Taliban. That's who the fuck they are. This is our immigrant song. That's a saxophone underneath that. Brass Against. Great band. All right, America. I love you. Share this shit.